guys, what's up? It's me, Priscilla. So we are back with another Miraculous Ladybug tutorial, and I promised you guys that I would teach you how to draw Cat Noir, which is also Adrian, yes, Adrian, who has green eyes, and this cartoon show happens to be a French cartoon show and everything. So there is some, I don't know how to get to it, just YouTube it, and you can watch it with either English subtitles, or you can watch it with English dubbed, like, you know, speaking parts, whatever. Oh, so let's go ahead and we're just gonna draw like a gesture bit of him. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw the part of his head. Okay, so we're gonna draw this part of his head. Then what you're gonna do, we're gonna just draw gesture bits and pieces like we did with Ladybug, and then we'll eventually put it all together so it'll make sense. So we draw his overall face, but we're gonna cut off his chin with circle. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna come back here, and we're just gonna draw that for right now. But after the circle, what you're gonna do, remember that these characters do have longer arms and legs as usual. So we're gonna go ahead from the circle and draw this part of his arm. It's much longer than a normal part of an arm. Then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go ahead, build up on top of that, and you're just gonna round it off just like this. You're gonna put a circle here, and then a circle up here. So we have this, and then this part of his arm. All right, now from back here, what you're gonna do is you have to imagine where his chest is. His arm is all the way up, so we're gonna bring down his chest, bring it outwards because it's a skin tight bodysuit and he's got quite the chiseled body. Make like his arm is all the way up, and we're just gonna bring this down, round it out. Don't make it look like he actually has a lady's chest. So we're gonna bring this down for right now. Now we're gonna jump back over here from this part where we drew this line. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna swoop upward, make this part, and then this part will be going into this part as well. He's turned, he's getting ready to hit something because he's got whatever that is, a metal rod or something. So we're gonna go ahead and turn his body this way, build up on that, and we're gonna bring this one upward. This one goes this way. And then of course this is gonna come downwards. And it's kind of like Ladybug, how we did last week, how it's kind of, it's kind of like how this one's in the distance, how this one was behind her body and everything. So this one's gonna be behind his body as well. Now, so we have this arm going backwards. And then of course we have a circle. And we're just gonna make the gesture of a fist for right now. After that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead, keep going downwards with this part of his body. And then it's gonna kind of like flare out just a bit, as well as the side. And I will teach you guys the shading for his actual suit, so he doesn't look weird, but you can kind of see how his body's turning and everything. Just a typical action pose, you know, typical Marvel stuff. So yes, we're learning a little bit of Marvel cartoons, action stuff. All right, so we have this bottom right here, and we're just gonna leave it like this, and then I'm just gonna bring out this part right here, as well as this part, and this is like his utility belt around his waist. We're just gonna leave that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, bring this, bring this downward, as well as this downward. And this is once again long appendages, so this is just his thigh. And we're gonna go ahead, jump down here, bring down this part, and then you're gonna jump back up here and bring down this part. Now it's not gonna look like this. We're gonna go ahead and connect these two together. So this one is more turned towards us, while this one, this chiseled thigh right here, is more turned like this way. Alright, so let's go ahead and start filling in some bits and pieces. Now his face is gonna probably be the hardest thing. gorgeous Adrian's face. Now let's go ahead and put that together. We're just gonna go right down the middle. All right, and then of course we're gonna go ahead and make a line going downward like this because he's looking down and his chin's cut off at the, like his shoulder is overlapping his chin. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, make an eye right here that's up inside of our nose meeting point, and then I'm going to go ahead and make an oval for his eye right here. Now, anyways, we're going to go ahead and straighten these up, don't worry. Now, we want to go ahead and make his mask first. So this one right here where our line is going to be the middle part, and then this part right here is gonna go inward, down. So we made like a weird looking L. I'm gonna go upward with this, and this one is gonna go all the way back and behind here. Kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle right now, okay? So then after that, what I'm gonna do is after this pointy part here, we're just gonna go ahead and bring that in. Really looks like a Ninja Turtle. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead at this a little bit above the corner and bring this down, this part of his mask downward. And then this weird looking like overlay for his nose, kind of looks like a bird nose. You're gonna go ahead, round it, and then up. Actually, we're gonna make that a little bit closer to his eye. All right, after that, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go ahead and bring down this side as well. It's just like an evil looking, not evil, it's just like determined, ready for action and everything. We're just gonna bring that down right there because that's what this is right here. After that, I'm gonna go under here and shape up his eye just a little bit more to look like a cat eye. Keep this nice and rounded at the bottom, and you're gonna come upwards. And then you're gonna go right here, draw a pupil, and then of course, not pupil, iris, and then like a pupil iris over way in the corner, but this will be overlapped by his hair eventually. So let's go ahead and piece together his face, the outline of his face a little bit more. So this part is essentially going to be covered by hair, but this part will come outward and then in. And then we have his shoulder, and this part will be, what we're going to do is you're going to come underneath here, and we're just going to go ahead and give him the outline of his nose, but this pointy part is going to be over his nose. We have the top of his nose and then a little indication of his nostril. Alrighty then. After that, you're going to go ahead and make one dimple here, and then you're going to make another dimple right here. That's what I thought. You better bring it in. The mail lady's coming. Okay. So we have the two dimples. What you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and connect those two spots to make his smile. And then of course, we'll bring down his shoulder just a bit so we can see that smile. Of course, a little indication. I'm gonna go ahead, get rid of that, a little indication of his lower lip. Okay, so his hair, it's big and it's very gorgeous. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just, right now, we're gonna go right down the middle. So we're gonna leave that part, cause kind of like Ladybug, he has big hair, big head, you know. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is here's the part of his hair that I just drew. Now we're gonna go ahead and say, well, we're gonna go out this way. Bulk of hair. Kind of like how we laid out Ladybug's hair, but it's all spiky and awesome. So now we're gonna go ahead and go underneath over this eye and the bulk of his hair here. Forward. And this is like, kind of looks like an Animal Crossing person right now, but we're just gonna ignore that. And we're just gonna go ahead and place the things that we know. So first, before we start giving his spikes to his hair and placing it, I wanna go ahead and put his cat ears on. Now they're very simple, so what I'm going to do, go right here, on top of his head, outward, down, go inward like this, and then bring this down as well. And there's no pink in it, it's just all black. Alright, after that, what you're gonna do is I'm gonna come over here, another cat ear, and since his head is turned to the side, we're not seeing the inside of the cat ear like we can see on this side. So I'm gonna bring this outward like that so it kind of looks like a shark fin. Now, we're gonna get rid of this and get rid of a bunch of guidelines. Alright, let's start giving him his spikes. What you're gonna do first is one, you're gonna go ahead and give him one little spike right here. We're gonna start from the top and make our way down to the bottom. So we got one spiky here, okay? Now we got another spiky here. We got a nice lock here, a nice lock right here. This one is overlaying, and then we have a lock underneath going across like this. Now if we get rid of the guidelines, you'd see what I just did. Now that we have this side all done, let's go ahead. This side is going to go outward, across his eye, and then we have another part that's going to go inward, that's overlapping this one. This one is going upward. Get rid of what's underneath. Now we're going to go on top of that. We're going to go underneath here. And of course we got another little spike here. Spike back here. Spike back here. We have one part back here. Another part back here and another part back here. Alright. Get rid of the guidelines. Alright, so let's shape up his hair just a little bit, not to make it look like clumps, but if you were to go ahead and finish in his hair, to give it some shading like actual hair. Alrighty then, now that you can see that a little bit, now for his eyes, he has all green eyes, but he does have a pupil. So this is like a light green and this is a darker green. And then of course we can have a little bit of a pupil right here. And this is all green, dark green. And of course his mask is black. To shade this, you would make this part much darker than this part. And this part would just be a lighter black. You can go ahead and give that nose ridge. Shade that in. Okay. Alright, so let's work on his body. So, for over here, we're going to go ahead and chisel up his arm a little bit. We're going to go ahead and give him muscle here. So big muscle here, muscle, and then leads into the bottom of his arm. Go right here, muscle. And for this muscle, this is where the definition is of his muscle. And then it's just flat on the bottom, flat over here. Then, to shade this, we would make this much darker since it's facing away from us, kind of like this arm back here. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make his brace, his arm brace right here. Upward would be his actual wrist, which is his little cuff. whatever that is. Bring that rounded around. And then we're just gonna give him his knuckles. He's holding on to something. That's shaping that up. Now let's come to his other arm for right now. So we're gonna go ahead, the dip in his shoulder, round off this top of his muscle, arm, not much definition here. We're gonna swoop, we're gonna keep this overall effect, go into this part, round it, just go round it upwards, and then down. You give that little bit of an indication that's an elbow. Bring it downward and make this more of a shape of an arm. This part is overlapping this part. For his hand, we're gonna make it a little bit wider. So we're gonna like bring out this side of his boxy here. And this part will be his fingers. And ultimately that will be his thumb. So you're gonna go ahead, and it is a balled up fist, and keep in mind, he does have sharp fingernails. So you see how I'm giving it kind of a claw effect to each finger. Go ahead and erase the guidelines. Shape them up. Darken this in really good. You can see the shadows, the inside of his hand. Even though everything is black, it's just different types of black, different shading. And the reason why it looks like that is because his whole hand's like that, because it's turned and facing the other way from us. Now, let's work on the rest of his body. Now, the markings of his suit, we have one marking here, which is just design things. I don't know what it means or anything like that. No, they're just design pieces, kind of like, you know, Hawkeye and stuff like that. So we got one little piece of design right here, and then we're gonna come on top of his shoulder, and this design comes down inward like this. Now for this part right here, just want to give a little indication that this is the front of his stomach and he's turned, so this is like his rib cage, his chest and everything. For his utility belt, this part comes up right here. A little bit of cat ears right here. Just got a little cat gadget there. And then of course this part comes around. Connects. Little silver dot there. This will go out and around him. And this is the inside of his belt, so it's darker. This goes in, connects like that. And that's black as well. Now for this part, we're going to keep it like this and keep this whole side the way it is. This part we have to shape up just a bit. So this is going to be rounded upwards. This one's going to be going up and then down, and then it's off to the side. So we're just chiseling up his thigh. Just give a little bit more definition. Alright, so I said we would come back to it eventually. What you're going to do is you're going to go straight through here. Go straight through his arm. Alright, I don't want to freehand this anymore. I wanted to get somewhat straight. Do you want to go in the right direction? Right here. Now that's much better. Alright, I do want to show you some of the, I'm going to get my Copic markers out, and I do want to show you some of the shading that's going on. Alright guys, I hope this helped out. Yes, this was a bit tough for me, especially for this part, because in the reference I was looking at, couldn't exactly see what was going on with his hand over there, so that was hard for me. Because I was looking at the reference and everything, so it was difficult. This action poses are always difficult, they are pretty hard. But now, you could most likely draw them together, like on the same page. You could probably just be like, she could be in front of him, she could be like right here in front of him, and he could be behind her, and they're like, yeah, ready to go. It's awesome. Anyways, but yeah guys, I hope that helped. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Bye! Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by Dramatic Parrot today. Make sure you click on that subscribe button, and hey, if you liked this video today, make sure you hit that like button as well. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all the fun stuff, and like my Facebook page. And if you haven't seen it already, I have started a VloggityVlogVlog channel on WunderlandGurl, so make sure you go ahead and check that out and subscribe to that channel as well. Other than that, I will see y'all later. Bye!